This, ladies and gentlemen, is the latest video going viral of all of these girls, young girls. I can't tell if it's a college graduation. I believe it's a high school graduation. Pretty sure it's a high school graduation. You can see how everything is tore up. The chairs is tore up. The women are dancing crazy. And I don't want to play the music because obviously I don't want to issue with the video getting messed up or anything like that. Let me give it to you from a different angle so that you'll better understand exactly what's happening. It's not just the people that's in the crowd. It's also, or the people that's on the floor. It's also the people that's in the crowd. You can see the young boy right there. He's happy. He has his own iPhone and he's recording. The mothers, the sisters, the daughters, lots of women in the crowd. I don't even really see any men whatsoever. So it seems to be an all-girl school. And the name of the school, according to what people are sending me, is called Madison Prep. I've seen a lot of videos be sent to me of this crowd, of these people that are going crazy. And they asked me to chime in on it and give my perspective from a black man's perspective. And I'm trying to understand, what is it that you want me to say? That it fits the narrative, that it's the perfect stereotype of what people are labeling black culture, that our people want to be respected amongst everybody else in the world because it's not just the United States of America. And let's be clear, Western culture is pretty ratchet. Like, it's bad. You got feminism, you got too much woke culture, we got these indoctrination camps that we call schools nowadays that validate this and think that this is cool. We always see some graduation ceremony that's horrible, but even worse is prom season. Now, prom season used to be, for black culture in particular, it used to be a space where people was kind of like celebrating moving into manhood and your first real big dance after homecoming when you was going to high school and stuff like that. And you just used to be fresh. And the biggest thing that you did was probably ask for your cousins, your brothers, your fathers, or your uncle's car or your homeboy's car because you wanted to stun on them. Now, it looks like the biggest ratchet fest that I've ever seen in my entire life. And black people want me to be quiet about this. They want us, those of us that are speaking out with voices that don't agree, because, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the inclusion part does not include people that disagree with you about black culture, or if you're conservative, or if you're Republican. It only includes people that agree with you. Now, you can be an agreeable person if you are white. You can be an agreeable person if you are gay, but you cannot be an agreeable person if you are black that disagree or you stand on a different completely side than the people that are promoting this nonsense to our destruction. And yes, it is destruction, but it is horrible and it's bad, and they are promoting it even more, and we're celebrating it, but we still want the respect of the world. That's weird, isn't it? I think that it's crazy personally. However, the people in the culture is saying that, or they will call me out of my name, and you know the names that they'll call me. I mean, I will tell you that black people treat black people that disagree with black people worse than white people. You don't really get it. You don't understand. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Black people treat black people that disagree with black people worse than white people. 100%. We get called out of our names. It doesn't matter if we're married to a black woman. Does not matter if you're educated. Doesn't matter how much you give back to your community. Doesn't even matter if you're in the blackest city, one of the blackest city per capita in the United States of the world, in Detroit, which I'm not here right now. I'm actually in a hotel room. That's neither here nor there. But my point is we don't necessarily respect each other. Even if you are black and you have a difference of opinion, nobody is open minded to it. And I will also tell you that there are a ton of us. Some of us choose not to speak up because they don't want no problems. They celebrate me in private. They say, yo, Anton, we rock with you. Although there are a lot of people that are starting to come out the woodwork and say, you know what? We not being quiet no more. We don't celebrate this nonsense. We stand with you. But for the most part, a lot of people that tend to be conservative and black, it's like taboo. You know, you got to be a part of the 92%. If you're not familiar with what the 92% is, the 92% is the amount or the percentage of women that voted for Kamala Harris just because they are Democrat, or they are black, or they say that she's black, or they just didn't like Trump. But either way, you better get on board, or else you a sellout, you the C word, you all of that, right? And we think that we're better than everybody else, or we forgot where we came from. What, an inner city ghetto that didn't do anything for us? But we are expected to make sure that we embrace that same culture that is not ideal or best for us. Why? Because it's just what we do, baby. That's just the way that it is. I cringe, honestly. And even when I was a little boy, when I would see certain things and I would look over and I would see other people watching us, and it didn't matter, right? Because you got to understand, I'm from Detroit. So, right over in Detroit, you also have Dearborn. And Dearborn is the biggest population of Arabic people in the United States of America. I mean, it's ground zero, right? And it doesn't matter if it was Arabic people around or it was Chinese people around or whatever. And I went to, the best thing that ever happened to me, one of the best things I could say that actually changed my perspective, my worldview of what was right and what was wrong was when I was much younger and I was getting in trouble when I was in elementary school. And my father said, you know what? Because I had a strong two-parent household, that's taboo. It's taboo. It's not expected. But my father said, nope, you're not going to be one of these hood mentality people. You're not going to go to jail. You're not going to disrespect what we building as a family. You're not going to disrespect the church that you was raised in. I am going to put you in an all-boy private school. And it was pretty diverse, but it was different culture. I mean, I was in a Catholic private school. Shout out to my UAD Jesuits. I went there in seventh grade and eighth grade, and I even joined a basketball team. But guess what? They would not let me be on the basketball team unless I met every expectation, not just grades, but every expectation of what a Cub, right, was supposed to do. I mean, you had to show up at school every single day with a tie. You could not go to school unless you had a tie, which means you had to have a collared shirt and you had to have a belt and pants, slacks, shirt, collared, tie, everything, right? And it forced me to challenge my cultural norms, which I'm very thankful that that was done earlier in my life because now I see things differently. And when I go out, right is not wrong and wrong is not right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And the guy that or the dude that decided that he wanted to do things differently or be different and wanted to upset the cultural norms, they were held accountable. They were held accountable, and you were not cool, and it was not celebrated. And it took me a minute to catch on, but I didn't truly appreciate what the lessons that were taught to me until I was much older in life. And now that I look back on it as an older man that is raising a daughter that is 17 going on 18 that does not support nor does she champion this nonsense, and she is very much entrenched in the idea that you are a good person, so she rocks with you not just based off of the color of your skin, but the content of your character. You know, that Martin Luther King thing. The same thing that we see from, all of these people that choose not to see color when they dating and all of this stuff. This is the way in which I raise my family. This is the way in which we see things. But it doesn't mean that I'm not a part of the culture. I'm not subjected to it. And so when these type of things get sent to me, it's sent to me for a reason. It's sent to me because they understand that I'm different. And they understand that I'm going to look at it objectively. And I'm going to call a spade a spade. Let's be clear. It doesn't absolve certain people from within the culture, white people, whatever, from being racist because there are a lot of racist white people. I'm starting to get a lot of them come across my timeline and people sending it to me and saying, Anton, hold them accountable. Anton, hold them accountable. And we'll get to those videos. We're going to be objective. Of course we are. However, them being what they are does not absolve you from being the same thing. And yes, black people can be ratchet, they can be ghetto, and stereotypes are earned. They are not given. Let me say that again in reference to this video. I want to bring this back. Stereotypes are earned. They are not given. Meaning that if somebody finds you doing something that you're not supposed to do and they hold you accountable for it, then guess what? Is because you are a bad person or you're doing things wrong or you're embarrassing the rest of the people that then have to live through these stereotypes because you refuse to do the right thing. When I see videos like this of our girls, these are all girls, it's embarrassing because what this shows me is that these are probably the future baby mamas of the world. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, T-Channel, 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments.